What is going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So another week's in the books for the stock market, guys. And let me tell you, man, this week was nuts. We have a lot to cover in this video. We're going to break down the charts here on the indexes, and we're going to break down Palantir, the charts there, and some other stocks that I'm looking at. So yeah, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo, each up to $2,000 with at least a $100 deposit. Just use that link down below, the QR code right here, or go to stasurfest.com/Moomoo, guys. Get your money. And with that being said, let me reach over here to do a proper cheers for you guys. Cheers, and let's dive right into the video. So like I said, we were all over the place today and this entire week in the stock market. I mean, guys, look, the Russell went down 1.6% on the day, as the NASDAQ did pretty well, up 0.5% on the day, but the S&P broke even, and we had the Dow down about 0.1%, and we had the VIX up over 5%. And you guys can see Palantir stock ended up going up 1.3% on the day. We pretty much uptrended all day, opened up at around, let's see, $23, and we closed in the mid 23s. And right before power hour started, or right around when power hour started, it looks like we hit almost $24 per share. So pretty good recovery here, guys, for Palantir stock after getting hit pretty aggressively yesterday. You guys probably saw yesterday we got down to about $23 after opening up at about $24 yesterday. And this morning, believe it or not, guys, even though we had a 30-cent green day up 1.3%, we took the lows out from earlier yesterday, right? Yesterday we hit a low of around, where was that? 23.15, and this morning we got into the 22s. We hit $22.85. So it's a really good sign overall for the bulls here that we rallied all day, and each dip that we saw ended up getting bought up. You guys can see literally every dip. We had one at about 10:30 a.m., another one at 11:45, another one at noon, right? We had another big dip at about 2 p.m. on the East Coast, and we actually sold off all power hour essentially, but we still ended up closing at a higher low, and we held the uptrend even though we sold off during power hour, right? You guys can see that. So another good thing worth mentioning here is we ended up taking out this level right here. You'll notice yesterday in the second half of the day, Palantir was struggling to get out of 2340, 2350, and we had no problem of getting out of there today. Not only getting out of there, but actually closing above it as well. We closed above 2340 and we broke well above it, which is a good sign for the bulls here. Now, the next spot I want to see us take out is $24 per share, right? Which, if I pull the layers back a little bit more, look at this. On the 5-day, 5-minute, now we're back over the moving averages, and we have a golden cross, which is really good news overall for the bulls. And on the 10-day chart, if I pull this up, we're back over the moving averages as well, and we're getting pretty close to some key levels. You guys can see here back on the 6th of June, we hit about 2380. Obviously, a couple days ago, we hit 2430, 2440. So these are key spots that hopefully next week we can take out. So before I forget, guys, let me actually set my alert now at $24 per share. Let me do this now. Mark is at or above 24. I'll do another one at $24.50 per share, which is just slightly above the highs from about 2 days ago. Let me do this now. Mark is at or above $24.50. So yeah, in the very short term, we are seeing some resistance in the low mid 24s, but clearly, guys, the bulls are fighting, and this spot might break next week. Keyword is might. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, guys, but the way we closed today, green day, in the midst of an overall red day, this is a very good sign for PLTR heading into the weekend, right? And on the 20-day chart, you guys will notice here, we actually held above the 180 moving average, which is good. We held the higher low at that point, which is good. You guys can see right here, if I draw these circles out, right? Clearly, we're making higher lows. We have been for weeks at this point, right? Nobody's denying that. So the fact that we held right at 2280 today, right above the 180 moving average. We held that, we popped. That's a great sign. And again, it all comes back to $24, $24.50. Does that break? Do we start pushing mid-high 20s from there? That's the million-dollar question, right? And obviously, you guys know me. I'm long. I like the stock. I love the stock. And eventually, I feel like we're going to be breaking out. It's only a matter of time. And we're noticing the signs already, right? We're not in this downwards channel anymore. We're slowly breaking out of it. If I draw this out, you guys will be able to see it, right? You guys see that channel? We're slowly breaking out of it. We have a golden cross on the 4-hour chart. This looks pretty good. What are your thoughts, guys? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But yeah, PLTR, mid-high 20s, maybe 30 very soon. I think it's in the cards. You could call me crazy all you want, but I think it's in the cards. So what are your thoughts, guys? Let me know down below in the comments. Smash that like button. And by the way, if you have not gotten up to 15 stocks yet for Moomoo, each up to $2,000 with at least a $100 deposit, just use that link down below, the QR code right here, or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. Get your stocks, guys. You know the drill. It's free money, and of course, it helps out the channel. I appreciate you all, as always. And with that being said, let's continue on here with the biggest mover on my watch list today, which was Adobe, ticker symbol ADBE. Adobe went up over 14% after the company reported earnings yesterday. The company reported, I believe, I read the earnings, they beat EPS revenue, but I forget exactly what they did. It looks like adjusted EPS of $4.48 versus $4.39, so that beat sales 5.31 versus 5.29, so double beat for Adobe, and it looks like their guidance was very strong. They see Q3 revenue of $5.33 to $5.38 billion versus $5.03 billion, so very strong revenue guidance, strong EPS guidance for the next quarter and for the full year as well. So that's all it takes, guys, to move a stock like this, especially if the stock was down big time for months heading into earnings. I mean, look, Adobe in February was at 630, and we just hit 430 about 2 weeks ago. So we were down about 32%, heavily in a bear market heading into these earnings. Earnings came out. Guidance was great. Boom, we're up 15%, starting to break out above the moving averages on the 4-hour chart. And on the 3-year chart, we're starting to pop as well. You guys can see that on the max chart as well. We're starting to look, not the best, but I guess the uptrend is continuing here with the pop above $500 again. So Adobe, shout out to all the shareholders. Let me know in the comments, by the way, do you own Adobe stock? I'm very curious. Let me know down below in the comments. And let's see what else ended up moving today, guys, very quickly. Looks like Shopify ended up going up 4.5%. And by the way, guys, we called this out a couple of weeks ago. This looks like it's continuing the uptrend. Now we're above the moving averages on the 4-hour chart. We're about to get a golden cross as well. And on the max chart, or maybe the 3-year chart, you guys can see clearly we're trading in this channel, which is what I called out a couple of weeks ago. And there's still a lot of room to go. There's still some room to run, right? Very clearly. I mean, look at this. If I get the circle tool out, boom. Look at this window right here that we could be trading in. We could potentially be going up towards $100 a share, if this thing fully plays out the way the technicals are pointing to, right? So Shopify, I like it. I love it as a trade. AMD is another one that I'm looking at. I almost bought it today, but I did not. I might actually pick up some shares on Monday. We'll see. But yeah, AMD slightly broke even today, but it's down a ton from the recent high, about 30% from 227. Now we're under $160. I feel like this is an interesting opportunity, in the AI space, in that space in general. There's a lot of movers, but I feel like AMD has not been getting much love as of late. and I feel like that's going to change potentially. I could be wrong. Do your own research, but I'm very close to adding some AMD to the portfolio. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to smash the like button and subscribe. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs this year, and without you, of course, it would not be possible. I appreciate you guys for tuning in as always, and with that being said, cheers. I'll see you later.